What's going on, guys? It's M3 Gaming here, episode number 2. It's Mike alongside the Jeff. And in today's gaming news, will we ever get an Uncharted movie? What do we expect to see at PAX? And a whole lot more. Let's jump into it. You said anything weird in front of your Xbox One, Microsoft probably heard it. Microsoft contractors have listened to audio recordings of Xbox users speaking in their homes. A report by Motherboard has revealed audio from Xbox One users was sometimes triggered and recorded by mistake when contractors were working to improve the console's functions. The Xbox One launched in 2013 with the capability to be controlled via voice command using a Kinect. At the time, many were concerned about the idea of a Kinect listening to Xbox users, but Microsoft released a statement addressing privacy concerns, saying that the Kinect for Xbox 360 was designed and built with strong privacy protections in place, and the new Kinect will continue this commitment. The Xbox One commands came up first, a bit outlier that became about half of what we did before, becoming most of what we did. The former contractor told Motherboard most of the Xbox One related stuff I can recall doing was obviously unintentional activations with people telling Cortana no, as they were obviously in the middle of a game and doing normal game chat. The current contractor said each contractor signed an NDA, so Motherboard has kept them anonymous to protect their identities, and Microsoft has recently released a statement that they are no longer spying on your little kids. I mean, that's pretty much how it is. But, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's to be expected.
No longer spying on your kids. We gave up on that idea.
Well, come on, you can't tell me that you didn't think it was going to happen.
I mean, obviously, anything connected to the internet with a camera or a microphone involved, somebody's in on it, you know? But the thing is that people bought the Xbox Kinect thinking that they were able to trust Xbox or Microsoft, and in reality, there were however many people listening in on their conversations or watching them jerk off in between game sessions or whatever. So this is a huge, I would say, slap in the face against like the gaming community, because they did invest in this, but it's hard to say that it should have just been like a known thing. You know what I mean? Like, this could happen.
No, yeah, and you're right. And I mean, I remember when all the smart home stuff with the Googles and the AIs and the Alexas and the Xbox Ones and all were coming out. I remember sitting there thinking to myself, for whoever's watching, I am very, very sorry, or you are very, very welcome. One or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're about to see the biggest cum shot in history. Or watch me do some really good yoga.
One
or the other. Or I can show you a really good recipe my grandmother had for chili.
You're either about to watch me sit on the couch and play on my phone for 2 hours, or you're going to watch me sleep. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of possibilities, but what you're wanting is probably not it.
Yeah, no, and me personally, I know this changes, this is a very drastic change from person to person, but I personally don't care. It's whatever. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing, so I ain't got shit to hide.
At the end of the day, I mean, you're giving them consent to come into your home. Like, you chose to purchase this product.
You have terms and conditions that you have to agree to sign and things like that.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
whatever. I mean, this is whatever happens, like, you chose to have this in your home. So, I mean, it's your call. Whatever you want to put out there, whatever you want them to hear.
You just recently got us. Didn't you just get a smart home feature AI? No, or no?
No. It's just a regular thing. But I do have the PlayStation VR with the camera. Thanks to
well, yeah.
But
I mean, I have them all over my house.
But Sony hasn't been caught up in some shit like that. So
no, not at all.
Yeah. So,
no, I have them all over my house. I have God knows how many Google Homes and Alexas and my computer. That is actually a cool little fun fact. If you buy higher end laptops now, they actually come with a camera cutoff switch on the side. Instead of most people would normally put like tape over
camera cutoff switch.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know how well it works. But people would put tape over their camera, but now there's actually a camera cutoff switch.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, like it was when the whole Edward Snowden thing happened, like people were just throwing electrical tape over whatever thing they had that had a camera or a microphone on it, and they were just covering that up. But I mean, it's a whole different story when it comes to like just gaming, like you buy this Kinect or a PSVR just to kind of be more into the game or play the whatever VR they have available, and you think, oh hey, I'll be safe, and then you find out that the Xbox has been listening to you and your family, your children, this whole time, and I would be weirded out, honestly. I would chuck that Xbox into whatever nearest body of water there was, and
right across the road from
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Pennywise pool.
you. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. It'll be all right. Okay.
Get it out of your house.
Just go for it. All right, number 2. Uncharted movie loses another director. Tom Holland still set to star as Nathan Drake from IGN by Matt Kim. Sony's live-action Uncharted film has just lost another director, making Dan Trachtenberg the 5th director to leave the video game adaptation. Tom Holland, who is slated to star as Nathan Drake, is still attached to the project. Deadline is reporting that Trachtenberg from 10 Cloverfield Lane has stepped down as director in the Uncharted movie, and Sony is quickly trying to find its replacement. The report says the new director should be finalized by the end of this summer, and the film will begin production early next year. An Uncharted film was originally in the works by director David Russell, with Mark Wahlberg attached to star as Nathan Drake. Russell left the project in 2011 and was replaced by director Neil Berger, who then dropped in 2012. Director Seth Gordon was brought into the project in 2014, with rumors that Chris Pratt would replace Wahlberg as Nathan Drake. Gordon left the project in 2015. In 2016, Sean Levy was announced as the new director on Uncharted, with Tom Holland announced as a young Nathan Drake. The Uncharted movie was now a prequel set before the game series. Levi stepped down in 2018, and Trachtenberg was announced as the new director in 2019. The Uncharted movie is still moving forward and will now be the first film in the Sony PlayStation Productions, a new film production studio lead by Assad Quiselbash and Carter Swan.
Tom Holland can't catch a break, can he?
No, not at all.
I feel bad for that kid. I really do.
Right, and he's such a cool dude.
Great actor.
He's a great actor. But I don't think he's right for this movie. I do not.
Honestly, I agree. I feel like they're kind of going in the wrong direction with that whole thing. I would much rather do, like, do you remember the Nathan Fillion?
Yes, I watched it the other night.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what you're talking about. All right, so I would much rather have that direction, like a sequel with some Nathan Fillion 5 years from now.
He's made for that role, in my opinion.
I mean,
he did it so fucking well.
The character model is almost a direct reflection of him. You know So I would much rather go that direction. Not that, like, Tom Holland to me is fucking amazing. Like, he's been the best Spider-Man that's ever been in any incarceration. So like, I would much rather have him do what he does as Tom Holland, and then with this whole Uncharted movie, have it be like Nathan Fillion or somebody close to that, or dude, just a side story, you know what I mean? But like, Tom Holland's, he's 22 but he looks 9.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
I don't think he's right for this role at all. Number one, I mean, are you trying to do some kind of young Nathan Drake set before, you know, all that Indiana Jones type things? No, that's not what I want. That's not what we want. You know, I understand, you know, you have a hit game on your series, so you're trying to juice that IP for as much as you possibly can, which is perfectly fine. But, you know, and I can beat it like a drum. I don't want this. I don't need this. I don't need my video games to become movies. I'm okay if they stay separate.
I mean, there's a few video games I'd like to see as movies, but for the most part, I mean, we've never had a successful video game movie.
I mean, yes, and that's...
I mean,
and
maybe
my,
Resident Evil, but...
And my opinion on why that is because you have Hollywood making these movies. So therefore, you know, your original publishers and developers who actually bring these games to consoles they don't have a say in how any of it goes. So if you could give me a video game that you want to turn into a movie and have the publishers and developers have a say in it, then yeah, I'm sure it could become a box office hit. Like Detective Pikachu. Nintendo actually had some, whatever word I'm looking for. You know, I'm not going to say they had say in it, but they were actually a part of the project.
Right.
Which is why it became so successful. But one, I don't think Tom Holland's right for this movie. Two, I sure shit didn't think Mark Wahlberg was right for this damn movie.
It's Mark Wahlberg.
No. Go run your little Wahlburger. No.
I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, Mark Wahlberg is a fantastic actor. And I'll watch anything he's in. To be honest with you, I've seen the best and the worst of Mark Wahlberg. But as far as when it comes to Uncharted, it's almost a movie in itself.
Yes.
You know, you don't
100%.
You don't really need to translate that onto the big screen. I mean, and the fun part about Uncharted was that it translated so well from gameplay to cutscene that you didn't really need to have that. Oh, cool! Like, this is a 2-hour movie that I can just sit back and watch. Like, if I was watching an Uncharted movie, I would sit there and be like, "Where can I press X?" Like,
right? Yeah,
you know what I mean. what puzzle can I solve? Like, what mysterious treasure are we going after on this one? You know, like I would want to be involved in this as much as possible. And I feel like a movie would detach me from the series more than it would engage me.
Which just makes me wonder, Sony PlayStation Productions, like how much are they involved in keeping it as authentic as the games? And it's just, but at the end of the day, I don't need it. I don't want it. I mean, I kind of said the same thing when I heard The Last of Us was going to become a movie.
It is a movie. It's already a movie.
Which one?
Last of Us. But there's just
there's
some gameplay involved. In
right, yeah. Twisted Metal TV series set to debut on Netflix.
But I think that kind of gives credence to what we were talking about last week. Is that Naughty Dog is such a good company, and they create such good games that you want them to become movies. But you.
But I want Naughty Dog to be the one doing it.
Right, but the thing is, you fail to realize like they're already kind of movies
in themselves. Right. No, yeah. And you are 100% correct on that. Yes.
I can remember sitting there like playing Joel and Ellie, like even in the first 30 minutes into the game, I'm like, this would make a really good movie, but it already is. Like I don't need to wait 5 years down the road or whatever, how long, like once they decide to adapt this to a film. And I don't need this. Like I can watch the story right now, and I'm more involved in it because I control some of the aspects of it. You know what I mean?
Or even if you don't feel like it, you can just go to YouTube and just cut scenes from X. Right, it's a great movie.
But I mean, there's so many. Honestly, there's so many video games I would love to see as movies, but I know that they don't need to be.
Yes,
I feel like Destiny would make an amazing movie.
See, Destiny, I would rather see Destiny as a series because I feel like
like a TV series,
like a Netflix special or some kind of series. Because I just think that's one of those things that if you cut something down or a plot down to just an hour and a half or 2 hours, that takes away with so much more that you could have done with it to make it so much better. And by cramming all that stuff into an hour and a half to 2 hours, it's just going to mess it up. So take something like that and just extend it. I just think we just make it a whole hell of a lot better.
I mean, that's just an example. Mortal Kombat, leave it alone because I know they're talking about another one. But just some stuff doesn't need like something. They don't need some sort of story behind it. Like Mortal Kombat's just a fighting game. Let it go. But I mean, there's some stuff like I said, I would love to see as a movie. But a lot of games have really good story and a lot of contextual background for it and everything. And just like kind of let it go. Just let it be. Let the game tell the story. And
I like taking live action or live history and turning it into a game, but not the opposite way around. Don't.
Yeah. I feel like that has a better history as far as that. It's like turning a movie into a video game,
right?
As opposed to vice versa. Lot more success in that. But who knows? I mean, movie studios and video game studios, they're all a lot more advanced than they were 10, 15 years ago. So I mean, who knows? We could be completely wrong about this Uncharted movie.
I say really good. I say give something like this 10, 15, 20 more years and then do it. And then
once everyone's forgotten about it.
Well, no, not that once everybody's forgotten about it, but these people who are making the movies now okay, let me try to explain this the best way I can. You have kids, teenagers, and young adults playing the games. You have people making the movies that weren't around or playing the games in the same mindset as hype as it was when it was coming out. So in 20 years, have the kids who were playing these games when we were young making the movies. Who knows how it should be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because I mean they have a fresher
They have a whole different outlook and aspect on how it should be. I just think that sounds better.
I mean, it does. I mean, just if you want to do it, cast it a little better. Like get the story that you want to tell.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I mean, and
Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, Tom Holland is Spider-Man, Nathan Fillion is Drake. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody is made for a certain role. Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. Like everybody's made for a certain.
Put all four of them in one movie. It'd be like Kingdom Hearts, I guess.
Marvel versus Capcom.
Marvel versus Disney Studios. No, but I mean, like you gotta do the right story, have the right casting. and I just don't feel like the story that they're probably wanting to tell is going to be the right choice to go with. And I feel like that's probably the disagreement with inside the studio, and it's why they've gone through five directors. A director is going to want to have his own vision, right? So maybe they just haven't found the right script to match up with the right director. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I just pulled this up. Peter Berg, he directed the Rundown.
Yes.
I feel like that's a pretty good choice as far as director. Just because
the Rundown was with The Rock.
The Rock.
And what's his name?
Sean William.
Sean, yep. Okay.
Really good movie. Probably one of my favorite Rock movies, actually.
Back when he was getting into Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, and he was, way better than, obviously, The Mummy Returns. But I feel like he would be a really good choice as far as director goes, just because of his style. His style is slow motion kind of over the top stuff, which is really cool.
You say slow motion, and the first thing I think of is when he hit the guy with the damn 2x4, and it slows down right there. Yeah.
And just the right hand cross that he has, it's just Peter Berg's a really good director. He's worked with Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch. I don't know if you know who that is. You remember the Battleship movie
with Rihanna? Yeah.
Yeah. I like how that's the person you remember from.
That's the millennial coming out
of
me.
The one with Rihanna, right? Yeah, so he's worked with people like that.
Battleship was a board game?
What year is it? It's 2013. I just graduated high school. Yeah, but it's I don't know, someone along those lines that can kind of take that Amazon, being in the setting of the Amazon or something like that, and incorporating action into it and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just an idea.
But that's that's what it is. It's treasure hunting, a lot of comedy, and a lot of jumping.
Mostly jumping.
A lot of jumping. Yes.
But it's all about. You can have a great protagonist, right? You could cast the most amazing cast, but if he doesn't have the right supporting cast, it doesn't matter. God, what were the names? Saul, the old dude. What was his name?
Sal. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get the right old dude to play him, the right girl to play
Elena.
Yeah. So as much as a fan of Uncharted as I am, I can't remember the cast to save my life, but or the characters.
Well, if you don't want to say Saul, you can say Sully.
Sully, that's right. Just you got to have an all-encompassing correct cast to make it worthwhile. No,
you're right.
But who knows? Like I said, we could be wrong about the whole thing. It could be amazing.
And it really could be. You can only hope at that point. Are you going to see the Sonic movie?
Oh.
Come on, man. They've reworked it ever since people complained about the way he looked.
Yeah, but okay, so that was the whole debacle behind that was hilarious to me. It's not that people got upset about it. It was it was justified. You know what I get?
Oh no, it was
the character design is nowhere close to the way original Sonic used to be, but you kind of have to go off of a director's realization of something, right?
Right.
It's their story. It's the way they want to tell it. So if you don't want to, if you're not a fan of the way the character is, don't start a petition because you're fucking mad about it. This is bullshit, and I don't like the way this guy's made. I'm gonna get 250,000 people behind me to talk about how mad they are about their character design. It's dude, it's their working of a character. You go back to any Marvel movie, you mad about a suit that they came up with? Think of one costume design you're mad about.
None.
Exactly, right? So you can't get mad at the choices that the director makes. It's whether or not it's a good story. I can tell you about the trailer. It's probably not, but Jim Carrey did a fantastic job from what I could tell. But we didn't get much. We got a 2-minute trailer, and then everybody got fucking pissed, and then now here we are back to the drawing board.
But it works. If you notice that,
yeah,
it does work whenever they decide to do that. because they've done it with that, and going back to Destiny, didn't they have a long time petition going on one of the puzzles were too damn hard because nobody could figure out what the damn puzzle was? So
that's every
Bungie,
puzzle.
yeah, Bungie had to go in. So
and I mean, I get it. If you're upset about something, and there's a collective of people that are upset about it, and I mean, I guess it makes sense. But then again, at the end of the day, it's a director's vision. Mm-hmm. So how much story is there behind Sonic anyway?
I don't ever remember there actually being a story. It was kind of one of those things like even with Mario, you have a set goal and you go and you collect your coins and you save Peach.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sonic.
You jump and you run and you collect coins, right?
And you beat Egghead.
Yeah. There's some stupid hussy that you got to save because she's an idiot and
just getting kidnapped week after week.
Level by level. This is level 9 wherever of 12, and then you're like, oh cool, I'm still trying to save this one thing from whatever.
That reminds me of this meme I saw the other day with it was Peach laying in bed with Bowser, and Bowser goes, is he still really falling for the fact that he keeps kidnapping you? She's like, yeah, it's still working, and it shows a clip over at Mario sitting there running through trying to save her, and she's just laying in bed with
Mario's a cuck. That's the long and short of it. Mario's like, yeah, I'll save you, Princess Peach. And then she's like, yeah, I'd rather bang this big dick Bowser. He's like, oh, no, I'm here to save you. Yeah, but I'm going to suck this turtle's dick. I saw this
one where he races her to the hospital and she has a baby and it comes out looking like Luigi. And then about 3 seconds goes by. Next one looks like Toad. Another 3 seconds goes by. One looks like Yoshi.
So she's literally banging everybody but Mario.
And he's the one saving her ass.
Back to that though. The Super Mario Brothers movie. She was all about some Luigi though. I don't know if you ever.
That movie. It's been so long since I saw that movie.
Oh my god! They actually, who was it? It wasn't you that showed me that, was it?
The extended deleted. I showed that last week.
Yeah. So, but basically, that movie is ridiculous gold because it's so bad and it's such a horrible iteration of Mario Brothers that it's good.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
Dennis Hopper is basically Bowser. It's such a good movie. The Goombas are ridiculous. I grew up on that movie. I love it. But I thought about that movie whenever it's a mixture of like the whole Uncharted thing with like Mario Brothers, and I don't know.
What's funny is I think my son has watched that movie more than I have.
Really?
Because he found it on YouTube or Hulu or something.
What is streaming the whole thing?
I've caught him watching it. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can figure out what he watches it on. But
if your kid's got cheat codes that I don't know about, I'm gonna be mad.
Game Shark.
But listen here, buddy, you got to share with Uncle. All right. I want to know.
Well, hopefully it'll come out and it'll be good. We'll see. See what happens. It's possible. It could be a smash, or it could be a total fail. We'll all right, buddy. Hope you're excited. Julia Muncie from Culture. Sony buys longtime collaborator Insomniac Games. On Monday, Kotaku reported that Sony had bought Insomniac Games, a development studio with a history of working on Sony's platform on franchises like Ratchet & Clank and the recent extremely successful and quite good Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. This big buy continues the trend of hardware manufacturers consolidating their brands by purchasing studios to add to their stable of first-party creators. In the past couple of years, Microsoft has bought a not insignificant number of studios, including Obsidian Entertainment, Psychonauts developer Double Fine, and in these turbulent times, it seems like a move to shore up to the success of the future's console projects by keeping most of its costs and profits in-house, though one has to wonder what the overall effect on the product diversity and output is going to be. You sent me this while I was at lunch, and it was the greatest thing in the world. I was so stoked.
It is very exciting. I mean, Sony's known for making the best console-exclusive video games.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, you look
Except Days Gone.
Except Days Gone. But I mean, it's still Days Gone's not that bad of a game. Like, if you look at all their exclusives, that's probably the worst one.
Yeah, it's down on that
But that game's still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man is an incredible game. I've played that multiple times. Like we were talking about earlier.
I've beat it twice.
Yeah, there's certain games that make storylines worth repeating.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony did a very, very, very good. Well, actually, Insomniac did a very, very good job of creating that world that I want to live in, and it's amazing because. Spider-Man's been one of my all-time favorite characters ever since I was a kid. And I think it's like anybody as a kid is like their favorite. Mm-hmm. Like it's one of the first comic book characters that they latch onto. And the game was so good. The storyline was so amazing.
Mine was Batman.
Yours was Batman?
Yeah.
We'll touch on that because there's a lot of inspiration in this game from the Batman series.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Insomniac made Sunset Overdrive, and that was an amazing game from what I hear. I never played it because it is an Xbox exclusive.
Yes.
So does that mean like since Sony bought Insomniac, are they going to port that over, do you think?
No, it's all going to depend on who owns it.
That's such a disappointment because Sunset Overdrive looks so good. I almost bought it.
Do you want me to bring my Xbox over so you can play Sunset Overdrive?
It's not that serious.
Okay.
I feel like we're about 5 years too short for that, or 5 years too late. But the Spider-Man game is so good because it incorporates so many different characters and in a cohesive way that makes sense. The character models are amazing. The story is so good. I can't suck this game's dick enough because it's so good. The DLCs were a little questionable, but. Overall, it's solid because like you play as Spider-Man.
I felt the DLCs were too short.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they're like the storyline was too short, and then like the side missions and collectibles were almost repetitive.
They were super repetitive. Yeah,
in the original game. But I mean, like you get to play as Spider-Man, Mary Jane, and Miles Morales.
Yes,
not in the same capacity, obviously, but the fact that the fact that these characters even exist. Not Mary Jane, but especially Miles Morales. We've never, other than what Spider-Man is in the Spider-Verse, when have we had a Miles Morales other than the comics? And
that was
it's been a long time. I think maybe the original, like one of the PlayStation 2 video games had a Miles Morales in it.
There were so many Spider-Man games back then. It's really hard to keep track.
It's very hard to keep track. The long and short of it is that this game is so good. And the gameplay is very much inspired by the Arkham series. And that's where I was getting with the whole Batman thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like it's not necessarily button mashing. It's being able to like do the combos. Yeah. So like you do a 2 square and then a triangle, or a 2 square and a circle, or whatever. And it's kind of the same concept, which out of every superhero video game, like the Arkham series and Spider-Man are top notch. You can't beat them.
No, and you're right. Which just makes me wonder, like, what else is there to come? Like, where else? Like, I think this is great. What other games are we gonna get from them?
I would really like another Spider-Man game.
No, and I think we will get one, but that's gonna be PS5 before we get another one.
I'd be all right with that.
No, and I mean I would be too. I can't wait to see what all does come out on that.
I mean the original. Did you finish the original, right?
The original what?
The original Spider-Man game for PS4.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yes, I beat it. I beat it once. Did everything that there was to do on it. I completely hated whatever that annoying streaming girl boss was.
Oh, God, I can't.
I can't remember. If you want to look it up real quick.
She's that unimportant.
Yeah. But no, I beat it. I beat the whole thing all the way through, and then I think it was like a month or so later they came out with New Game Plus mode. Then I went through and beat it on New Game Plus. And I played the first 2 DLCs. I didn't get a chance to go back and play the last DLC. I honestly, just because I got caught up in other stuff. They were super short, which really sucked. I think it was like an hour and a half. And I remember playing the first one, and I think it was like done in an hour. And I was like, "What? That's it? Like, where's the rest of it? I just paid $15 for this. Like, you just give me an hour and a half."
Wasn't there like a Game Pass for this one? I'm pretty sure there was.
Not that I was aware of. There may have been. I can't remember.
That was last year, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, I didn't want to like spoil anything, but like, the endings to all the, so especially the main game, it's set up a Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Not only was that set up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's also been set up in the gaming universe. So like, that's really exciting to me because we get Vulture, Rhino, Mr. Negative, Green Goblin,
Dr. Rock.
There's even a hint to Venom at the end of it.
So, at the very, very end of it, yeah.
So, I mean, the next Spider-Man game could be something just to blow the lid off everything, you know?
I see the next Spider-Man game with possibly Sinister Six, with being able to play as Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah, because of the ending, yeah. That would be really cool.
He's like, so my body's going through changes.
It's like, oh, you're at that point in your life where things like that happen. I absolutely adore this game. It's so good, and the fact that they still play into it almost a year after it's been out. Like they just a couple months ago, whenever Far From Home came out, they incorporated the stealth suit and the upgraded Stark suits.
Yeah, they're still that's what I was about to say. They're still releasing suits for this game.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. So there's no telling. I mean, this game is unlimited to what it could do, and the fact that Sony owns it now, that makes it better for us at least, because it's definitely gonna be a PlayStation exclusive. So I'm excited.
Like I said, I'm excited to see what other games come from them. And believe me, take as long as you need.
Yeah. And that kind of goes back to like what we were talking about earlier with the whole like I play with Rockstar's penis a lot. in this podcast.
It's okay. I play with Naughtydog's.
Exactly. So I mean, but like the thing, like both companies, they know what they're doing because they take the required amount of time, at least in their book,
right,
to make a game that is going to be amazing. And Rockstar took a huge break between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Probably, 6 years, 5 years, something like that. And the same with Naughty Dog. Like, you had Uncharted 3 and then Last of Us, which was a huge break. And then even between Uncharted 4 and Last of Us 2 is going to be 3 years. So
yes and no. Yes on between those two games. No on the fact that they did release it was a little expansion.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. With Ellie is like Ellie and her best friend in the mall or something like that.
No. I'm talking about for Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what the name of it was. Because all it was basically. It was supposed to be a DLC, but it was too long of a DLC, so they put...
Oh, it was with his girlfriend. No, not his girlfriend, but the other girl that was not his girlfriend that was still his girlfriend.
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly.
The one he was cheating on Elena with.
In the bed, yeah.
Yes.
So, and then, that game came out as just a little expansion, but yeah, no, you're right.
These two companies, they do it right. They do cinematic storytelling very well. They do gameplay very, very well. So I'm really excited to see how... they're going to further their venture. I mean, Last of Us 2 is going to be off the charts. I can guarantee it. It'll be good.
Yeah, might have to take a break from Destiny for a little while to play that.
Nobody takes a break from Destiny. It's a void that sucks you in. And you're like, oh, there's this one gun. Oh, man, it's that good? Okay, I guess I'll grind 50 plus hours of gameplay. Oh, this is going to take me 3 weeks to get... Bet.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, there's Solstice gear, and I have to wait 3 more weeks to be able to masterwork that one piece. All right, I'll buckle in.
Oh, I am waiting to do that, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Oh, well, you haven't done it either. Yeah.
That's the last thing I have to do to masterwork the Hunter set, and that's it.
I have the 200k Nightfall and Shadow Throne.
Oh, dude, there's a really easy way to do that. I'll tell you about that later. Super easy to do.
All right. GameStop continues its downward descent with massive layoffs. I probably don't need to explain to you that GameStop's once the foremost video game retailer in the United States has had a rough time in the age of digital distribution. In a niche, this is the mostly dead. The company continues to soldier on, and not without cost. This week, as Kotaku reports, they're good at this. GameStop laid off a lot of people, including over 100 from its corporate branches and roughly half the staff of Game Informer.
I was about to bring that up. Sorry. I heard about that the other day.
Including over 100 people from its corporate branches and roughly half the staff of the Game Informer, a popular print video game publication, and one of the last which GameStop owns. It's a pretty serious blow to fans of brick and mortar and fans of good video game journalism alike as GameStop stock continues to drop and its future looks increasingly dim. The company clearly hopes layoffs will help it streamline itself, but it's hard not to see them as another in a long line of warning signs. I hate this for one of two reasons. One is there are a lot of people that I watch and listen to and read from a journalism aspect that unfortunately have lost their jobs. And then on the opposite hands, I hate that it is the way that it is because GameStop is one of those places where it's super easy to go right down the road and get those little game statues or Funko Pops or, all these little Nook and Nick things that you can get.
Like the exclusives or whatever?
The exclusive little, just video game type of things that you can go and get. But unfortunately, it's their business plan has not worked well for them, and it really sucks.
I feel like the biggest hit with that is the whole Game Informer. They laid off half of their staff, essentially, and they were very minimal publication to begin with, and to lay off that many people that are involved in your magazine that you send out once a month, that's a huge hit.
It is a huge hit.
I know for a fact I read a lot of Game Informer. I don't know. Did you meet my buddy Alex?
No, don't think so.
He still subscribes to Game Informer. I don't know if he gets.
Well, I still have the Game Informer subscription through GameStop when you're their pro member and stuff. Yeah,
and it's a solid magazine. It really is. But it's just GameStop's not getting the revenue they used to.
Well, it's their business model.
Yeah.
No.
You can't. There's no such thing as a used game anymore.
No.
Not when you can buy it digitally for. A game comes out and then 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, it's discounted by $20. Oh, okay. There's my version of a used game.
Price, yeah.
You just wait it out. Or they're still technically, if you give taxes, whatever, it's still $5-6 cheaper than you would buy it in a brick and mortar. So I don't know. I feel so bad for people on Game Informer.
No, yeah. And it sucks because a lot of those people...
They didn't even know, dude.
No, they didn't know.
There were people that were covering Gamescom that worked for Game Informer.
Yes, and...
They got fired while they were in Cologne, Germany.
And did not learn of any of this until they got back. I have read reports of people were getting text messages while they were at Gamescom. Hey, are you okay? Sure, yeah, what's going on? And then they find all this stuff out when they get back. Right,
they just did an interview with some lead developer for whatever. Yeah. And then they get back to their hotel and it's like, oh, hey, they finally are able to check their phone. They just got fired. Third party status.
Did you
It's insane.
So I watch Kind of Funny Games daily every day.
I love Greg Miller.
I think my wife's riding his dick now.
She's gonna have threesome with Greg Miller and Taylor Swift.
Well, apparently Greg Miller is a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Fucking Christ.
So, fun fact.
Yes, go on.
Greg Miller responded to my wife on Twitter.
Shut up.
Yes.
Really? I'm sure she made some sort of Taylor Swift tweet.
Real quick, can you grab my phone for me, please?
Don't be a star, buddy.
I don't know where it's at. I remember hearing it go bruh over there. So he responded to my wife on Twitter. Michelle posted a tweet about, hey, have you listened to the new Taylor Swift album? I want to know your favorite tracks for Science.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, Lover. Yeah. So if you take a look.
So many names.
Take a look right there. He's even verified and everything.
Oh, Greg Miller space question or check mark. Paper Rings and Lover are his two favorite tracks off the new album. Wow. Go Greg Miller.
Yes. So, no, I do. I love Greg Miller, and I watch Kind of Funny Games daily, every day. And there was a guy that he had on there who was working for Game Informer at the time, and he was covering Gamescom and found out that he had gotten fired when he got back, and Greg brought him on the show and stuff like that. And sure enough, announced to the world, he's like, all right, well, you work for Kind of Funny Games now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
because I mean that's Greg Miller's company, right?
Yes, he does it. Yeah, he left IGN to do all that.
And that's awesome, dude. A lot of people that leave IGN seem to gravitate towards something bigger.
Something bigger and better. Yeah, which is
like CJ Gibson, he was a big part of Fireteam Chat, like close to the beginning. He actually has a job at Bungie now. So like he's got like insider information. So
and Fran, I can never pronounce his
Fran Marabella.
Fran Marabella.
Yeah, he's doing his own like Twitch kind of thing now.
He does his own Twitch thing. He is a host on Kind of Funny as well.
Oh, is he? Okay, I was wondering like what company he went to. I thought he was just doing straight up like Twitch streaming.
Well, no, he does that. He's on Kind of Funny Games. You'll see him a lot more, especially when Destiny news and stuff comes out, because him and I don't know if you know Andrea Renee.
Yeah.
They're both really, really big into Destiny.
And he was just at Gamescom with, I want to say, was it Fireteam Chat? Probably.
May have been, yeah.
Because they did an exclusive interview with it was just Destin Legary and Bungie. Like, Deej was there, and then Scott, what's his last name? I can't remember his last name. But he's like one of the production leads on there. But yeah, so like anybody that they leave IGN, and it's like, oh hey, there's something
like they always go on to do bigger and better things.
You would think like IGN would be like the pinnacle because it's like one of the main like journalism leads of the whole industry, and it's apparently not. Like it's just it almost feels like a stepping stone. Like if you can go from like CJ did with going from IGN to Bungie, like that's a huge step.
That's a huge step, yeah.
And then going from like IGN to like Kind of Funny Games, which is like a subsidiary almost,
right?
But only because it was the guy from IGN originally. Like that's pretty cool too. Like it's IGN just seems to be like that. Like that
stepping
point,
stone.
Like that point in the United States where it's like there's like 4 states that touch. It's like Utah and like Nevada and like New Mexico and I forget what the other one is.
Not sure where you're going with this, but all right.
But
following.
No, like, but there's like all those like there's like 4 different states that hit that one point. And like you hit like the one point, it's like IGN, but like, you can gravitate towards like these 4 different
your possibilities
things.
Are endless.
Yeah, exactly. You're questioning my
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I would hate to live there
because
you're in
at IGN or at that 4-point thing.
And that 4-point thing, because you're in the middle of everything.
Yeah,
it's
you got Area 51 and then Las Vegas.
Imagine if you want to go to the beach,
control.
Or if you want to go to
you can't
a city. No
beach for you, buddy. Unless you want to drive like 300-400 miles.
Hell no.
It's like I don't even want to drive 10 miles. We live right next to the beach. I don't even want to drive that far.
Well, I mean, I live in West Ashley, where I'm right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Michelle's physical therapy is 2 blocks down the road. My job's 5 blocks down the road. Her job is 5 miles down the road. The grocery store's right next door.
I could throw a chewed piece of gum at my job, which is awesome.
Yes.
But
great for you.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Save on gas mileage.
Save on gas so much.
Yeah, that's the that's the secret to life, folks. Live close to your job.
Fuck yeah. My dad, he drives an hour and 15 minutes to his job, and he has done that for the past 20-something years.
Fuck 100% of that.
Yeah, 20-something years he's been doing that.
Why?
Just pays him good.
It would have to pay him stupid good.
He is an aircraft engineer.
All right, next topic.
All right.
It makes me so sad.
Why?
So I realize there's more possibilities.
There is more possibilities.
I don't have to sell cars anymore.
Marvel's Avengers official gameplay footage is finally here. The first Marvel's Avengers gameplay is finally revealed at Gamescom 2019 as the original lineup of the team is shown battling against armed mercenaries in San Francisco. The Marvel's Avengers was announced in 2017 as the Avengers Project, but it was later renamed in 2019, and the footage from the story was shown at E3. Marvel's Avengers follows a version of the team that is similar to the one from the MCU, with a lineup consisting of Black Widow, Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor. Where's Spider-Man? The story involves an event known as A-Day, when an accident results in a large portion of San Francisco being vaporized, leading to the death of Captain America. The team reunites several years later as a mysterious new threat has emerged that can only be stopped and opposed by the Avengers.
Imagine that.
The new footage is available on YouTube, and it involves a tutorial section of the game as the player takes control of each member of the team during the Battle of San Francisco. You said they redid the face work on these things, right?
Yeah. So whenever
Could not be more excited.
whenever that game was first released to the public, as far as like a teaser or whatever, I believe it was E3. They showed off the first gameplay of it, and people were really upset with the character models, especially of like Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor. Basically because Black Widow looked horrendous. Thor was like nothing moved on him, like as far as hair. And then the people were mad about Iron Man because he looked like the comics. But okay, so my whole thing was I understood people were mad about like, where is this going to go? Because if they can't afford the likeness of an MCU character, how good are they going to be able to, make this game, being able to afford stuff? So ever since the backlash, they changed the Black Widow character model and they changed Thor. As far as I know, Iron Man's still the same, but you get multiple like suits for each character. You know what I mean? So you can pick and choose what you want. That was loud. What you want your character to look like. So why are you mad? This game looks solid.
I think it's one of those things where we've had the Avengers movies and all the superhero movies for what, 20 years now?
12.
12 years now. Okay.
I'll give it. I'll say 12. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 years now. So we kind of have that
technically
printed
11.
in our brain on how Iron Man looks and how Black Widow looks and Hawkeye and so on and so forth. And then you see this come to the screen and you're just like, you're not used to it yet.
Right.
And it just...
Yeah. People don't understand this isn't an MCU movie.
Right.
Like, this is a video game.
I wish it was. But right. I mean, but
how many more Avengers movies do you want, bud? Like,
no, I'm good with what it is now. But like, could you imagine it being Robert Downey Jr.'s face or Scarlett Johansson's face?
To be honest with you, I don't think I'd want that.
No.
Okay. Now I'll tell you why. They tried to do that. I don't know if you know this, but like a few years ago, there was like the Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2 video games. They were for like 360 and PS3.
I think I remember the Iron Man.
And they were horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely horrible. Mm-hmm. And then like there was a Captain America game for PS3 and Xbox 360 and a Thor video game. And they were like MCU related, right?
Right.
But they were bad. Like, you ever played a video game where it was just like bad? And I'm saying that like the
thief.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was real bad. That's what these were. But this game, it's a Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics. It's their interpretation of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I think the character models look fantastic. And I'm really excited about the gameplay. There's a lot of dynamics that come into it. A lot of customization and personalization that you can do. So I'm excited.
I want to hope that the throwing, Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield feels just as good as it did when you're throwing Kratos' hammer. Like,
I mean, it should.
Right? And I hope that it does.
Same company, right? Different company, but it's still the same, style of it. Instead of an axe or whatever, you're tossing hammers.
So. Hammers and shields and yeah.
I mean, whatever game company you want to try to model it after, it's still going to do its own thing.
Yeah, no, of course. It is going to do its own thing, and I do think it'll be really, really good, story-wise, gameplay-wise. Yeah. It's just me, personally, it's going to take me some time getting used to the different character traits. But it does take place 5 years after the trailer that we saw during E3 where the Avengers were blamed for the tragedy that struck San Francisco Bay Area. Heroes are outlawed during this new era. We did get 53 talking points.
Yeah,
I do know that just like in game, the Hulk decides to stay as the Hulk and not return back to Bruce Banner. So this is an original, never told before story. One of the game's main villain is AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics, a sinister organization compressed of supervillains and scientists that appeared in the comics during the 1960s. Current head of AIM is MODOK, most recently seen as the boss in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on Nintendo Switch. Taskmaster is the first boss in the game, and you must be defeated by Black Widow. Black Widow can turn invisible with this special ability. Let's see what else. The game continues to expand for years to come. The game is being referred to as an expansive world, not an open world. Let's see what else we got here.
And I think that's the most exciting thing about that video game is that
an expandable world.
Yes, because you start out with like a set thing, like set of places that you go, like San Francisco or Helicarrier or whatever, and then over time you expand into, let's say New York or Malibu or whatever, and then it's not only that, it's like it expands on the characters too. So you get new characters in. So you get maybe Black Panther or Vision or Scarlet Witch or whoever. Who knows if they're going to pull from like the humongous roster they have of Marvel characters, or if they're just going to pull from MCU characters. Who knows?
Right.
I'd be down for either one. It'd be kind of cool to get somebody in we've never seen before.
That would be cool.
Like pulling some Nova maybe or whatever. But that's what excites me about this game, is because like it's so open ended that you can do whatever. But I mean,
I like the co-op aspect of it. I think it'll be really fun to play co-op. We'll have co-op and matchmaking.
Right, but how's that going to work though?
What do you mean?
Like, so you want to play as Thor, but I want to play as Thor.
Oh well.
And they already said there's not going to be like multiple Thors running around.
No.
So how's that going to work out though? Like, so is it going to force me to play as like Iron Man or Captain America?
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, because I mean it's only probably 4-player co-op, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It is 4-player co-op because they're not doing a 5th. So, so I mean, you get an option, I guess.
Marvel's vast 80-year history will be explored through cosmetic items. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, they're doing the Joe Fixit costume for Hulk, which is really neat. They're doing like the space Iron Man suit for Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
There's another Captain America suit that I don't really remember exactly what it's called, but it looks pretty cool. Dude, all in all, this game is going to be so sick. I'm excited. And plus, like, you know me, like, I'm a huge Marvel fan. So anything that has to do with Marvel, I'm super stoked about. And they said this does not tie in with the PlayStation Spider-Man. So...
No,
who knows, man?
I'm still curious on how they're going to go about that one.
I feel like Spider-Man, it's going to be like it is in the MCU/Sony verse. It's going to be its own thing.
I do like this. Square Enix is working closely with Marvel to ensure that everything feels authentic while also being given a bit of creative freedom to expand the universe and build upon its rich history. The game will continue to expand for years to come.
Fuck yeah, I'm into it.
We can only hope.
I'm into it.
We can only hope.
If you can make a video game last 10 years like you did MCU, like, sign me up.
Yeah.
If you feel like you got that much pull and like your game's that good, I'm excited. I'm ready to see what happens.
You gonna pre-order it?
Oh no.
Yes, you are. You're a pre-order. I know you are.
It's so hard because like I'm so torn about pre-ordering. Like I didn't even pre-order. Like I didn't even get the expansion pass for Division. The only reason I got the one for Destiny is because I know that game. You know what I mean? It's been the same game for the last 5 years.
But you are pre-ordering that though, right?
What, the Shadowkeep?
Shadowkeep, yeah.
I mean, probably.
You're gone. You're going to be playing that one.
But
that's a given.
I have until May of 2020 to decide on the Avengers game.
Yeah, you do have that.
I've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I might. It just depends. They got to show us some more gameplay. Like they showed the improved AI models, or character models, I should say, of like Black Widow and Thor. But show me some new gameplay. Show me something different. Show me something I haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Make me want to pre-order it. Make me want to give you my $60, a year ahead of time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks good. The fact that they're bringing in Taskmaster as the first boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you know about Taskmaster, but he's pretty insane. And they're using AIM as like the overall arcing like main villain.
Right.
And MODOK, like dude, get him in there, dude. Like I'm into it. I would love to see every main Marvel villain ever in there. Like bring me Mandarin, bring me Loki, bring me Red Skull. Like bring all of it. I'm into it.
I mean, what better time than now when superheroes and gaming and all this stuff is at its highest.
Yeah, this is. I would have never expected this to be a thing. I remember being a kid, middle school, high school, and watching the evolution of Batman. Going from the Michael Keaton
series
to the Joel Schumacher to the Nolan verse, which we have now. Which I was growing up whenever Nolan verse came out,
right?
But I mean, it's just watching how much that evolved and took precedence, and comparing it to the way it is now with the way Marvel's been doing. We're in a world now where superhero movies and video games and shows take precedence to pretty much anything else. And it really excites me.
It's not about the fat guy that lived in the basement with his mom.
Because that's not the same. That's not the same demographic anymore.
No, it's really not.
It's not. It's your average everyday schmuck. The guy that took your order at Chili's to the guy that bagged your groceries at Publix. Like, it's the same person. They're both way into X-Men or the Avengers or Batman or whatever, Justice League, and that's, I'm really excited, and because it would never have been like that 15 years ago.
Now we just need a better Justice League movie.
Yes. Dude, the characters were so good, but the movie was so bad.
Yes, no, I agree. The characters are so good.
I'm so about Ezra Miller's Flash though. Like,
not that costume though.
It's cool though, because it's like it's not comic booky. It's more like real life. He got like the material from like the space shuttle or whatever. So that's cool.
Sure.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes more sense than the CW's Flash. And I love that show.
Do you really?
I did.
You did?
I did. I was a huge CW fan. Of Arrow and Flash. I used to make people watch that. They're like, "Oh, Jeff, let's hang out." Okay, well, we're gonna watch this.
No, October. I'm actually super excited for.
Everything's done.
Yeah,
everything is done.
I go back and I look at Wonder Woman, and I go back and I look at Aquaman, and I go back and look at Cyborg, and all of those to me just look authentic and cool. But then I just look at Batman and the Flash. I'm like, they look weird. I'm like, no.
I have to disagree, and I'm going to tell you why. I might agree with you on the Flash, but I definitely disagree with you on the Batman.
Okay.
Because the Batman came right off of the comic book, the Dark Knight series. It's a complete rip from the page. It looks exactly like it, and it's way more intense. Like, if you look at that Batman from Batman versus Superman. That's the Batman we want. I don't want
without Ben Affleck.
He was so. You don't like him as Bruce? Is it you
don't
like him as Batman, or you don't like him as Bruce Wayne?
I don't like him in anything except for that Netflix movie he did.
Triple Frontier.
Yes.
Yeah, that movie's really good.
That was really good. No, he was the worst Batman since George Clooney.
Oh man.
My favorite Batman's Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. You have to love the Keaton. I mean, it's just he started it all.
Yeah.
He was the first, other than like 1960s iterations. He was the first Batman.
Yeah. I don't
count Adam. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I don't count Adam West Batman as like a legit Batman.
Why?
Because it was not the Batman that was like in the comics. It was I don't know.
It was the Hollywood Batman?
It was the 1960s portrayal of Batman is what it was. It was a safety net. It's like, oh, we can get Batman on TV, but let's make him ridiculous as hell. I mean, the Cesar Romano Joker, awesome.
Yeah, no, it was.
Like, give me that Joker all day. Adam West, I love you. Rest in peace. But there's been more Batmans that have been better.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Honestly. George Clooney might have even been better than Adam West.
Bat nipples and the Bat credit card.
Okay, so the Bat nipples technically were in the Val Kilmer one, but the Bat card wasn't Batman and Robin.
Val Kilmer was with Nicole Kidman, right? Yeah, that's what
where she played not Vicky Vale. I can't remember. Why didn't they? Where's my Arkham Batman? Where's the sequel? I need that.
Oh, I know.
That's what I need.
Well, maybe you get it on the PS5.
Maybe. I don't know the way they finished off the last one though. There's like 3 different endings, so you never know.
Oh, yeah, no, there was. Rendering of Elite PS5 design brings the rumored console to life. Have you seen this?
Oh, the new PS5 thing?
Mm-hmm.
That can't be real.
So apparently it was...
It's too Mass Effect-y.
It is very Mass Effect-y, but it was leaked by the same guy who leaked the original PS4, which came to be true. So...
This looks horrible.
I think it looks cool. It looks futuristic techie.
The reason I say it looks horrible, and you say it looks techie, is it looks too techie. It looks too much
Like the future?
Yeah.
Like
the
Jetsons type of future?
Like, this doesn't even, like, this looks like 100 years past cyberpunk.
Oh, gosh.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's where we're going to be one day.
I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, that little divot in the middle with, like, the...
Yeah.
I mean, that looks cool. Let's go digital. All right. All right. It looks like a really horrible, like, Blu-ray player.
So part of me thinks it looks really, really cool, but then the other part of me also looks like it's one of those pre-made classic consoles that you would get out the Family Dollar for like $25.
This console's got 3 preloaded games.
But what I need to know is the controller. I need to see the controller before I make a final answer.
It's all about the ergonomics.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with PlayStation. It's always been about ergonomics. It's not about the look. It's about the feel. And if you look at the generation, and we've talked about this before, if you look at the generations of PlayStation controllers, they have not changed. It's been the same design from day one with a little adjustment here and there.
A little bit more weight. Yeah.
Yeah. There's never been an overhaul for the most part. So... You know, dude.
Well, I'm excited. We will see.
Fuck
next
this
year.
console. I'm so mad. So mad about this.
We will see. Of course, we'll see next year at E3 if they happen to be there, or their state of play.
Do you think we'll see something at PAX?
No, not at all.
Too soon?
Too soon.
No,
it's too soon. You might get a tease if anything. That I'll put money on.
I'll throw $1.
Yeah, I'll throw $2 in there.
Oh, nice. Like a $2 bill?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my Uncle Michael over here. I'll throw a $2 bill.
Throw a $2 bill in there.
Show me your tits.
So before we get on to the biggest article of the show, 2 pop quiz questions for you. I'm going to throw at you that you didn't know was coming.
I love it.
So, first one. Out of all the years that you've been gaming, what was your favorite controller?
Oh, man. N64.
On the spot. Really?
Yeah. Because
that's weird.
Depending on the game, no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because depending on the game that you played, you could play it in 2 different styles.
Yes.
So you could play it very like a traditional console style with like the D-pad and the AB whatever, and then like if you played something different, like say you played Wave Racer, right? You could play that with the joystick in the middle, or even Super Mario. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Mario 64.
Mario 64. That's right.
Either one, like there was different ways that you could play that game, and it's not even just the controller. Like, are you just asking me my favorite controller?
Just favorite controller? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to say 64.
64,
and it's basically based on the games that came out for 64 back in the day. That was one of the first consoles that I think you could play 2 different ways. You know. Like you said, like you played GoldenEye or Wave Race one way, you played Super Mario the other way, you played, whatever. So yeah, N64, that hands down.
All right. Second question: favorite video game sequel?
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay. I think we all know where we're going with this, but I might throw 2 out there. Can I throw 2 out there?
Throw 2 out there.
Red Dead Redemption 2, and oh god, this is really hard. Because it's kept me engaged for so long. Destiny 2.
Wow, those are very
very different, right?
Not very different. I'm just gonna say they're very very now.
I mean, sequels weren't a thing back in the day. I mean, they were just it just happenstance. Like, oh, cool, like this other game came out, whatever. At least because I was a kid, when stuff like that came out. Like, I mean, I couldn't anticipate the next Madden, you know what I mean? Even though I did play Madden every year, which I don't now.
Yeah, no.
Let me clarify. I do not play Madden anymore. But I mean, like, the only reason I said Destiny 2 is because it has kept me engaged since the first one.
Now that games as a service is becoming a bigger thing.
Yeah, I love live services.
Yeah.
Because like they take from the community, they adjust what they need to adjust, and then you progress from there. And the reason I said Red Dead Redemption 2 is because I could always say Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Right. Because I mean, like, it's a 1,000 leagues beyond whatever GTA 4 wanted to be. And I feel like Red Dead is still way above what Grand Theft Auto 5 would have ever wanted to do. And it's hard, and like as we were discussing, it's hard for me to find a game that keeps me engaged multiple times.
Right.
I've played this game on my second or third playthrough on Red Dead Redemption 2. Definitely third on Grand Theft Auto 5. But I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 definitely, even though it's a prequel, made the game so much better as compared to the first one.
No.
You know?
No, I mean, that's pretty good. That was Red Dead Redemption does top the list, along with Arkham City and Uncharted 2.
Ah, God damn it! I should have thought a little bit.
No, those were some top picks. The Red Dead Redemption 2 was number 1. Arkham City was number 2. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves was 3. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And number 5 would have been Portal 2. Coming in at a close 7th was Assassin's Creed 2.
I'm so mad at myself.
Well, it's what happens when you get put on the spot.
I know. No, but I'm saying, like, there's so many, like, it's so hard. When I think about it, it's the stuff that I gravitate to towards the most. Like, I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. I've mentioned that numerous times. But it's always questionable when there's a sequel with them. Like, is this going to be the one that makes me not want to play it anymore, or am I anticipating it?
No, you're right.
I've never had that problem with Rockstar. I get excited about a new one. Oh, shit. They leaked something. I'm going to follow this for the next year and a half until something's confirmed.
Yeah, no, I was
Assassin's
the same with
Creed.
Uncharted.
It's like, oh, hey, oh, shit, we're leaking out of our britches. Like, I got leaky butthole. Like, somebody in my company is leaking information, and I don't know. It's just
like those chips back in the day that gave you leakage, anal leakage. I don't remember what chips they were though.
I remember that. I can't remember what they're called.
I think I saw that in an episode of Seinfeld.
What's the deal with these anal leakage chips?
All right. Big story of the day. Gamescom. What was announced at the world's biggest video game conference in the world kicked off Monday in Cologne, Germany. Video game developers are eager to show off their coming attractions, and fans from around the world are tuning in. Coming in 2 months after E3, the annual video game expo in the United States, Gamescom Showcase, for the first time ever, is streaming its opening night online. About 50,000 people tuned in. So far, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Google have made pre-show announcements introducing new game releases. Nintendo announced 29 indie games coming to the Switch console. Microsoft named a release date of November 14, 2019 for its strategy game Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Google added several games to its cloud gaming streaming platform Stadia, including Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle, Orcs Must Die 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Kine, and Superhot. Take-Two Interactive's private division announced a sequel to Kerbal Space Program, a spacefight simulation game. It's coming to next year on PC and later Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is getting a gunfighting mode that pits 2 players against one another. Users can try out the mode for free only this weekend on PlayStation 4 while the game is due for release October 25th. Erica, a live-action murder mystery, is available on PlayStation 4 in the first title from Flavorworks, a London-based video game studio. Hideo Kojima, a well-known Japanese video game designer, appeared at Gamescom to discuss his highly anticipated horror game, Death Stranding. Although fans have been looking forward to the game, not so much has been known about it. In 3 new video, Kojima did reveal that the game revolves around ghost babies. He said that the main character, Sam, whose players control, cares for a baby that must be comforted as he goes about his day. Kojima also revealed that a character with the tragic backstory, a woman who gave birth to a baby in another world, she stays in a room so she can pretend to feed it and give it comfort. The game is a collaboration between Kojima and Sony and features the faces of Mexican director Guillermo del Toro, the actor Norm Reedus, best known for his role in The Walking Dead, Death Stranding in the final crunch mode stage. Shouldn't actually be here, said Kojima via a translator. He added he wanted to be at Gamescom for the fan. Death Stranding comes to PlayStation 4 November 8th, and I am super excited to piss and breastfeed.
I hope those are mini games. Like, is there gonna be like a target range for my piss?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
if there is, sign me up.
It's weaponized. It's weaponized piss.
It's acidic piss.
It is. It's weaponized piss and interdimensional breastfeeding.
You know, this game has been advertised for 2 years, and nobody knows what it is still.
You're a babysitter. You're a glorified babysitter.
It's Adventures in Babysitting in 2300.
That's exactly what it is. And you know what? If you had to choose a generation, well, what better than this generation?
Everyone has a piss fetish. Let's do it.
Yeah. So what did you think about this year's Gamescom?
Man, it's gonna be solid. It's there wasn't a lot of reveal at Gamescom. I mean, there's a few as far as gameplay goes. But I mean, just the overall year in review, I guess. Gamescom, kicking it off. There's a lot to be excited for. You mean Death Stranding, obviously huge cast. Even has what's his name from the whole Gamescom thing. What was his name?
Who are we talking about?
I can't remember his name. But he's got like a special character in there. I don't know, Google it. It's fun. You got the new Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They showed off some 4v4 multiplayer.
Super excited about that.
Yeah. Super. It's way more intense than Wildlands ever thought it would.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Which is awesome.
You did see the trailer for that, right?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of gameplay on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really intense. It's a lot of survival aspects, which I think is pretty neat. Just because we don't have a lot of that. You know? I mean, we do, but like nothing in a AAA title. I don't think. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. And it's still the same like characters from the original. So that's cool. So yeah, we'll see where that goes.
I still need to re-download that again.
Yeah, you gotta finish it up, man. Gotta get that Splinter Cell mission done.
Yeah, I've yet to get that one done.
Where is that at?
Where's what at?
Give me my fucking Splinter Cell 2019. Give me that.
Oh my gosh.
It's not. Yeah, I already know.
Splinter Cell's not.
I already know.
I don't know.
I want to kind of ask you something on the spot too, since you do that to me all the time.
Yes.
How do you feel about the game where you're a monkey?
What was the name of that game?
It's like Odyssey or no? Shit, I can't remember the name of it. But like you're like mama bear, chimpanzee, and then like you gotta raise your baby.
I hate that reference.
Kill some pigs.
I hate that reference so much. I don't know why.
What, mama bear?
Mama bear, papa bear, little bear. I fucking hate that reference because preppy girls run that shit into the damn ground. Little preppy young girls who become mamas at young age. He's papa bear and I'm shut the fuck up. I don't know why. It's like girls or guys.
You never watched Brother Bear, that's why.
No, I watched Little Big Bear in the Big Blue House.
Oh shit.
It's like girls or guys who hate the word moist. I hate that thing.
I love moist. It's called Ancestors. Sorry. There we go. Ancestors.
I can't say anything because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you haven't watched? Okay. So basically, you play like a chimp, basically. And it's the evolution of mankind. So like you're playing like the ancestor of ancestors, right? And you protect your young, you hunt, you evolve, and that's a video game. So I mean, if you're into it,
oh, okay, sure.
The graphics look okay.
I mean, as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that I'm more into grinding. I'm more in having something to work towards.
So there's it's 3 games that you're going to want to play.
So, I mean, from that aspect, but then I'll always have a place in my heart for storytelling-based games. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I'll try it if you have it. If you pre-order it, I'll try it.
Only if I pre-order it. I'm not one about throwing my money away that early.
No.
John Wick Hex looks pretty good. It's that little.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Super Hot.
Yeah,
which is also coming to Switch. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so I mean, basically, if you know about that, then just kind of incorporate some John Wick stuff into it, and that's John Wick Hex for you.
I do want to go back to this whole Ubisoft, or not Ubisoft, excuse me, Splinter Cell thing.
Please.
Ubisoft did release an article talking about how they do plan on bringing Splinter Cell back, but they want to wait for the right time to bring it back.
When's the right time though? What they haven't made one since 2013.
Right.
And that was Blacklist.
And then
that was an old console.
Mm-hmm. It was an old console.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Give me my Sam Fisher, or get.
Would you just imagine how good it would
or
be?
get
now,
out,
though, right? God, it would be so good right now.
I mean, just imagine the engines that we could use. Like, you know how? I mean, as much as I'm not about the Division right now, if you use the Snowdrop engine on a Splinter Cell game, how good would that be?
Oh no, and it would be
so.
It would be great.
And just like from like the gameplay of it, I mean, it would be very much like Division meets like Assassin's Creed kind of deal. But like it's dude, I love Splinter Cell, man. I love that game so much. You know, I played all the way through Blacklist, and I would give anything to have that back.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Such a good game. I mean, Ubisoft is so good at just punching out games. You know. Whether they're good or not is a whole different story.
Right.
But they put shit out, and that's really, really good. You know.
What do you think we will see at PAX?
I'm hoping some more Avengers gameplay. Probably some more Call of Duty stuff. Probably some more.
I kind of wish we had that 2v2 mode in Destiny. I would like.
We do once a year. Well, actually, sometimes they do it every once in a while. It's called doubles, but they have the Christmas one. It's like a Valentine's Day thing. I can't remember the name of it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they'll do like 2v2 stuff. But it's nothing like it was in D1. Like D2 will never be D1 ever. Which sucks because like, dude, D1 was so
we need
solid.
to get all of us back on there and just like everybody just download D1 and just go.
I've got the game.
I've got the game and the collection.
Let's fucking run Crota, dude. Let's do it.
Don't know what that is, but yes.
you never ran Crota?
I played the story through this.
Oh, that's right. So you never did in-game stuff. I got you.
Like I'm tempted to the point because I want to know what weapons I have, if they're anything good, and like what my character looks like. That's all I want to know.
You know what's funny? Every raid had like pinnacle weapons that you would get, and the most notorious weapon was Fatebringer. This gun it was arc damage, primary slot, Dragonfly, Outlaw.
Right.
Dragonfly now is Firefly back then.
Right.
Same concept though. And this gun was like ridiculously overpowered. People got so mad at me because like I had 4 Galahorns, I had 4 Fatebringers, there was a shotgun that you got from Crota.
God, if you could only be this lucky in Destiny 2, you would have Jotun.
No shit, right?
And 1,000 voices. If
I could get Fatebringer again.
Does anybody in our clan have 1,000 voices?
Nobody in our clan has 1,000 voices.
Okay.
Nobody. That's a tough one to get, man. Because like Last Wish isn't exactly a quick raid. You know what I mean? I mean that's an hour and a half. Minimum. And it's 1 drop chance per character. So I mean it's tough. It's definitely a gun worth grinding for. But back to PAX.
It is next week.
I think
we'll see 5 days.
Yeah, I think we'll see some more Call of Duty stuff. I think we'll see some more Destiny stuff. Probably Watch Dogs.
PAX is that really awesome game show to look for, like right before Christmas hits.
Like, what do I have to buy?
Right. What do I need to save my money for Christmas? PAX East is first, which is in March. It's usually in Boston, and then PAX West is at the end of the year.
So technically, PAX West is first, right?
East is first.
You said it was in March.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September.
So PAX West would be first from now.
From now, but if you're talking about from January to December, are you fucking with me? Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah, because it's super easy.
Oh, I was wondering.
Yeah, so technically PAX West is first because we're in August.
But March is at the beginning of the year.
We're going from now though.
Oh yeah, if we're going from now, yeah. But if we're starting from January,
not in the fiscal year, but like so easy.
I've never understood how timelines work like that. Like
how does a fiscal year work?
Like it's just like at work. Like Sunday is the beginning of our work week.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Right? No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off like that.
No, it's I'm easily confused.
But PAX West, yes. So there should be some very exciting news in PAX West. I'm thinking some new Cyberpunk, maybe.
My opinion, Nintendo is always the one that you can look forward to showing so many different things because Nintendo owns so many indie studios. They're always putting out those indie games, which don't take as long to make, and you can make so many of those at one given time. So I do know for a fact that Nintendo is going to have Pokemon panels, and they're going to have a lot of unreleased games to show off. Yacht Club Games will hold they're going to hold a PAX West live stream. They have been pretty quiet as of late. With the last really big announcement that they had was back in March at PAX East with Shovel Knight Showdown and Shovel Knight King of Cards. Nintendo did reveal their 2019 PAX West lineup with Luigi's Mansion 3, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, Dragon Quest Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition, that and Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, I know you're excited about that one.
I am. That's one of those things that it'll be fun to play with. Little man.
The boy.
Did you ever get a chance to watch that documentary?
The God of War documentary?
Yes.
I did not.
Can you do that, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can you get your shit in gear, please?
Ubisoft did announce their plans for PAX West. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, go ahead. What they got going on?
Well, with less than a week away from the convention, which is in Seattle, has revealed for PAX West 2019 attendees. You'll see everything from Ubisoft, from Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Rainbow Six Siege, and Roller Champions.
Roller Champions, bud. Oi.
What's Roller Champions?
No idea. I really hope it's like roller derby.
That would be cool. The last one on that list. Oh, okay. So the last one on the list was solely fun to play at E3 2019. So I recommend giving it a shot if you want to see their new esports game on the way. Some added details from the company about what they'll be showing off. From August 31st to September, a total of 8 teams will compete each day for prizes and awarded. I think I remember seeing Roller Champions I really do think I remember seeing Roller Champions at E3.
I'm actually looking at their schedule right now. They have a lot of... Okay, so this PAX is supposed to be a video game thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, have you ever played Exploding Kittens?
The card game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually, it looks like there's a time slot.
Have you ever played Exploding Kittens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks like there's a time slot for it. So, I don't know if that's... Yeah, for Exploding Kittens. I don't know if that's going to be a video game incarceration of...
Well, no, it is. But PAX is a mixture of all, kind of like...
There's two.
Two what? Exploding Kittens?
So there's one at 9:30 at night, and then one at 10:30 in the morning.
Oh wow!
So they're going hard on this Exploding Kittens thing.
No, because PAX is a combination of you'll see like a lot of D&D stuff there, and you'll see a lot of card stuff there, board game stuff, along with video games. So pretty much anything centered around a game is pretty much there. So Ubisoft, I'm super excited to see. Nintendo will be fun. Of course, we're going to see more cosplay stuff of Cyberpunk. I know you'll see some VR stuff there. Magic the Gathering.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. VR has become so intense. Have you? I don't know.
It's only gonna get better.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been letting me kind of loaning out your VR for me.
Yeah, I can't play my VR until I get a new couch.
I see what you did there. Okay. But the VR, so I played Blood and Truth, the VR demo. It's not the full game, but that is so incredibly realistic. It's so fun. And then after that, No Man's Sky actually released their new update with improved base building and
you were able to play that on the VR as well.
And the VR incorporation, yeah. And that, dude, it's so incredibly insane.
No Man's Sky is something I'm willing to try now,
right?
But I wouldn't have tried it back then.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
I didn't want to.
No, it's evolved so much in the last year and a half. If you played it a year ago, you'd have been so disappointed.
I knew I would have. That's why I didn't want to play it.
But now it's incredible because now it has like this passive mode where it's called like creator mode. So basically, like you go in there, they give you like unlimited resources, unlimited base building opportunities or whatever. Yeah. So you can go in there and build whatever, and it looks so good.
Right.
So it's so incredible. As far as VR goes, it's on the top of the list. And I've seen some good VR stuff.
No, we need some more good VR stuff. I feel like it's kind of dry right now.
Dude, it really is. Blood and Truth. I really wish I could. I just don't feel like buying.
I think the last great game to come from VR was probably Beat Saber.
There's a new update coming to PAX. The Arkham game, the Arkham VR, really really good. Just because of the detail from the people. Like,
are you talking about the one that you played with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been telling people, like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about getting to VR. Well, play the Arkham game because it's the realism between what you see, like from like looking at, like, 'cause there's that one scene in the beginning where your parents die or whatever, and then you have to like look like straight in the face of the killer, and it's like you can see every pore on his face, every scar, every blemish, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought 5 years ago that we would have something that good? You know what I mean?
Especially from all the fails and triumphs that have come before it. No, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
I'm excited. PAX is coming. There's a lot of stuff coming up, especially every week. You've got PAX coming. You just had Gamescom happen. Destiny's got Shadowkeep.
Oi!
Super excited, which we'll be holding one whole episode dedicated to that right after it does come out to talk about the pros, cons, what we likes, the dislikes. I know you'll have a lot to say about all of that.
Oh, you know it. You know it. I've been playing that game for 5 years religiously, so I'm excited to see what they do. This will be the first expansion they've done since the split from Activision.
Yeah,
this is all in-house Bungie. Like this is. Imagine if Budweiser went on their own tangent. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine.
That's actually a horrible example, but this is Bungie independent.
Yeah.
So this is very very exciting because they can do whatever they want. They're not limited by cash grabs from Activision or limitations or anything. So this is really an exciting point in the whole Destiny realm. So I'm super amped.
No, I'm super amped as well.
Yeah, because you're getting way more into it now, right? Like you're doing multiple characters and stuff like that. So
yeah. No. I definitely am. Multiple characters, definitely grinding more. And, it's one of those games that it's way better to have people to play with than play by yourself. What the hell was that?
Just keep going.
Okay. No. I think it's pretty safe to say I'm pretty hungry right now.
Are you?
I am pretty hungry right now.
All right. So basically what you're saying is you want to kind of get close to the wrap up. I got you.
Well, no. I mean, that's I'm pretty good with that right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. And to be honest with you, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I don't know what stories are gonna come from the rest of this.
There's a lot of stuff from Gamescom, so we'll see how that translates into the next week in news. We got all the big AAA titles doing stuff. Call of Duty, Cyberpunk, Watch Dogs, Halo.
I forgot all about Halo. Halo Infinite.
Little bit of everything from everybody.
A little bit of everything from everything.
And everything's a teaser. So
yeah, that's pretty much what everything is right now. It's just pretty much a big tease until it all drops.
Super exciting. I'm stoked.
Yay! Yeah! 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 Let's do it!
All right, guys, I think that about wraps it up here at M3 Gaming. We're both getting kind of hungry, but make sure y'all catch us back here every week on YouTube at M3 Gaming Official and all of your podcast services.